Good afternoon, delegates. We welcome you all back for the post-lunch session of day 2 of the 53rd Regional Conference of SARC of ICI, Vittagam, in pursuit of knowledge and excellence. The next session is Grow Your Business, Opportunities in Qatar. We have with us Shri Jahongir Burhonov, Vice President, Business Development from Qatar Financial Center Authority. Can we have the intro AV, please?
Qatar Financial Center Authority. Mr. Jahongir Burhonov was appointed Vice President of Business Development at the Qatar Financial Center Authority in September 2017. Previously, he held the roles of Head of Asia Region and Head of Professional and Business Services. Mr. Burhonov is a part of the business development team that oversees the development and implementation of the go-to-market strategies for attracting FDI to Qatar through the QFC platform. He is responsible for attracting international and local firms, private partners, family offices and associations to QFC and forging corporations with investments, trade and business representatives of foreign governments. Prior to joining the QFC, Mr. Burhonov worked with Bloomberg LP for over 8 years. He joined Bloomberg LP as an Islamic finance and portfolio specialist in 2007, where he set up and led the core portfolio and risk analytics team in Singapore, covering the Asia-Pacific region. In 2010, he relocated to the Bloomberg Middle East office in the UAE and held sales manager positions covering Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and Qatar. Mr. Burhonov holds a bachelor's in business administration, a master's in economics and is a certified Islamic banking and finance professional.
Shri Jahongir Burhonov will be joining us virtually now. Sir, on the screens, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
So the session is over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for organizers for welcoming me there and for giving me opportunity to address such a distinguished audience here. We as a Qatar Financial Center, we work with business professionals like yourselves very closely. And today, my aim is to quickly present to you what is Qatar and what business opportunities it offers. And then maybe I will also touch up on what's QFC as a platform, Qatar Financial Platform, and what kind of benefits it attracts and offers to the companies like yourselves and perhaps more on an extended level to your clients as well. So what we mean by business? We mean business is the Qatar Financial Center's motto. We try to be facilitative, be helpful, and smoothen your entry to Qatar. So why is Qatar an attractive destination for doing business? So in a couple of slides, I would like to explain what Qatar is and what Qatar is trying to do and what has been the road so far. Most of you know that Qatar nowadays is the third largest exporter of gas in the world. But Qatar has achieved this role through the several key milestones and key strategic initiatives and a couple of maybe, I would say, in the last 60, 70 years. So as you know, in 1950s to 90s, Qatar has heavily been investing in oil and gas infrastructure. Then all up to 2000s, the main strategic initiatives were cornered around the oil and gas sector. But later in 2000s and 2005s, Qatar has understood that it has to perhaps diversify its economy away from hydrocarbon economy. So, and mid-2000s and 2005s, this initiative started. So, along with that, Qatar Financial Center Authority came into fruition. I think the management and then I think the emir of the state back then, they understood that they need the platform where they can welcome international firms to do business in Qatar on 100% foreign ownership basis. So in 2005, they established Qatar Financial Center as the alternative to the state jurisdiction. So we're based on English common law jurisdiction, offering 100% ownership to the foreign entities. So further on, from 2005 onwards, now we exist more than 16 years as Qatar Financial Center. However, Qatar's economy, I try to highlight here a couple of interesting facts. Qatar's economy has a vision. It has set up a vision called Qatar National Vision 2030, which which looks after all these pillars I mentioned there: human, social, economic, environmental pillars, from which other national development strategy pillars come up, as you can see on your screen, which means all the economic system enablers in the economy, which I will be showing a little bit later, they have projects and they have mandates to work on those specific fields. And that creates a lot of business opportunities where we welcome international firms to come and establish themselves. So let me move on. So what is Qatar? Qatar has emerged as a strong economy, and it's quite an influential state in the Middle East region. Qatar is one of the highest GDP per capita country in the world, and you'll be surprised, Qatar only has around 2.8 million population, out of which only around 15% are Qataris, and the rest 85% are, which means Qatar has welcomed cultural diversity, national diversity quite a long ago, and that also propels quite a good economic contribution from various nationalities involved in Qatar economy. Especially for our Indian friends, Indian population nationality is one of the highest in Qatar. I believe it's around 700,000 strong, and they contribute very heavily into the growth of the Qatar economy. And obviously, the Qatar is the bilingual language. Most people speak Arabic and English very fluently. And a couple of things here to highlight. As you know, Qatar is preparing for the one of the biggest shows in the world. As you know, it's the FIFA World Cup tournament in 2022. And obviously, we are welcoming a lot of international firms towards that. We've licensed a lot of firms to organize the event in such a great scale. So moving on, here are some of the maybe rankings for your information. Qatar is well-connected economy with world-class physical and IT infrastructure. So according to the calculations, Qatar per capita spend on the digital is around 750 USD, which is one of the highest in the world. So in terms of the digital spending, I think Qatar is well ranked. And obviously, it's a center of business excellence in the Middle East. In terms of business opportunities, in terms of the stable ranking of the Qatari economy, as well as the major champions as Qatar Gas, Qatar Energy, Qatar Airways, etc., etc. Obviously, it's also a hub for attracting global talent, whether it's IT, whether it's professional business services. And it's very friendly, as I would say, a social environment to live in for the families as well. So these are some of the rankings I wanted to highlight for you on this slide. Now, in this slide, what I wanted to say is when you are talking about the Qatar and its positioning in terms of yourself, or maybe extended to your clients, most of you know that Qatar boasts Qatar Airways as its national champion. And within 8 hours of flight, more than 60% of world population is located within 8 hours of flight from Qatar. So from that angle, when you're thinking about positioning your business or branch as the maybe regional HQ, I think Qatar has quite a favorable positioning. We looked at in our strategy, we looked at the new emerging markets, developing markets like Central Asia, like Turkey, Middle East, and obviously the wider region of West Asia, South Asia, and we understood that positioning Qatar has quite a good beneficial benefits in terms of access to more than 500 million of combined population, with more than $2 trillion of world economy. From that angle, I think Qatar has a good strategic positioning benefit. So here I wanted to highlight some of the major economic, if you like, enablers. If you or your clients will work, most likely they will work with some of these agencies or some of these authorities, because these are the national champions where they have a project to welcome international firms, and that they own the mandate of the projects in various verticals in terms of sectors, whether it's IT sector, whether it's transportation sector, environment sector, etc. So these are the major champions in one slide for your information. And obviously, Qatar Investment Authority, most of you know, QIA is the sovereign wealth fund, one of the biggest in the world, with more than 350 billion USD under assets management. So these are some of the major icons I wanted to highlight here. So far we discussed about Qatar as the economy, and I hope so far now you understood that Qatar is well positioned to welcome your clients' business here as a regional HQ. How can then QFC as a Qatar Financial Center assist you and your client expanding your business in Qatar? So I wanted to highlight some of the platform benefits. It offers you 100% foreign ownership. We're based on English common law jurisdiction, where we have our own employment regulations. We have our own immigration rules. And then we are boasting ourselves as not offshore zone. We are not free zone, but we are onshore business center. So when we say onshore business center, it means when you or your clients get QFC license, they can do business all over Qatar away. It's equally enforceable like a ministry. So you don't need any local partner to do business out of QFC. So we are mainland, if you like, quasi-government. So we all also offer a range of other benefits. You can trade in any currency. You can repatriate your profits. 100%. We offer transparent legal and commercial regulatory environment. And one of the interesting that's more. So
Session resumes.
So far we discussed about QFC platform, and now let me discuss about what we are as the Qatar Financial Center itself. So Qatar Financial Center has two authorities. We have Qatar Financial Center Authority, where you can see it's in the purple, where we command legal and tax regulated environment. We mainly license professional and business services in non-regulated area, which means we license primarily non-financial businesses. And our sister authority, which is in red here, Qatar Financial Center Regulatory Authority, licenses banking and asset management, insurance, all the regulated area financial services. And finally, we also have our international court, which is Qatar International Court and Dispute Resolution Center, where it sees the appeals between QFC firms, between state firms, between QFC and state firms. So it's the international caliber of court here. So this is our structure. And what do we license? So here I wanted to present to you. So we have financial services and non-financial services, as you can see here. Under financial services, we license all these regulated areas, which I mentioned to you: banking, asset management, insurance, investment advisory, etc. On non-financial services, we license pretty much more than 30 plus activities, ranging from advisory consulting, tax consulting, all the way to IT and engineering, architecture, etc. Together with that, we also license corporate solutions. If your clients, for example, looking to create holding companies or special purpose vehicles to hold the asset or lease the asset, we can also help. We have many holding and special purpose vehicles under our regime. That's also what we can cater to. And finally, we can also license non-for-profit organizations, where I can mention, for example, we are honored to have Indian Chartered Accountants Doha chapter licensed under us, under Qatar Financial Center, Indian Engineering Association also under us, Indian Professional Business Council also licensed under us. So we have a lot of associations and business council chapters also licensed under Qatar Financial Center regime. So these are some of the highlights. And finally, how you can start your business. It's very straightforward. You contact us on our website, Qatar Financial Center website, which is qfc.qa. And then you can just go to the contact and then send your inquiry. And what happens, me and my team, business development representatives, will contact you straight away and then we'll understand what you're trying to do or what your clients are trying to do. And then we'll help you along the way. It's a very straightforward process. We'll send you online application link in the email. You fill up the link, you will fill up the application, you submit. After review, it goes to our registration department and we will get the license. Usually, depending on the structure you're creating, we can create the company within 5 days up to 2 weeks, depending on what structure you're creating. So I think it's quite straightforward. At the end of the registration, we will give you CR, the company registration certificate. We'll give you your company computer card and tax card, with which you can go and open your bank account in Qatar and start doing business in Qatar. So that's a very streamlined process. So far, we have reached more than 1,200 firms on the Qatar Financial Center, which means around 5,000 plus visas are issued under these companies, 1,200 firms, which means around assets under management would be around 20 billion. That constitutes around 10 to 11% of Qatar GDP. So that tells you that I think QFC is having solid footprint in the Qatari economy and growing. So hopefully that gives you the assurance to set up your venture here in the Qatar Financial Center. Lastly, I just wanted to highlight some of the key maybe companies you know internationally. So most of these companies, they're licensed under us. From India, we have reached around 125 firms now from India licensed under QFC, Qatar Financial Center, where well-known companies like Tech Mahindra, Zomato, others also licensed under us. So we welcome more firms from India, and we look forward to welcoming you and helping you and your clients to come in and be onshore licensed in QFC. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a successful conference and look forward to welcoming you and staying in touch. And thank you very much, organizers, as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the detailed insights. Globe is shrinking. Time is not far that every business should go global. I'm sure your information is very useful for the members, for their own use, and for their clients. We look forward to being there at Qatar Financial Center. Thank you so much.